Oh gosh, they're very loud. I'm a little old lady. What am I doing? What? Hi! I'm so glad you're here. If you've read the latest Lady Whistledown, you'll know that Bridgerton Season 3 Part 1 released this week. In fact, at the time I'm recording this, it's tomorrow. Yay. When the show first came out, I wasn't super interested because I knew it was heavy on the romance and I didn't know anything else about it. The things that drew me into the series, however, were the costumes. The dresses and wigs in this show are so fun and so beautiful to look at. And then once I gave the show a chance, I became a fan and I'm really excited to watch this new season. And since the costumes were what made me watch the show to begin with, to celebrate the premiere of Season 3, I thought it would be fun if I made myself a Bridgerton-inspired dress. So that's what I'm doing this week, on top of 4 other fairly large projects. But it's fine, we'll get through it. Have I ever made a dress like this before? No. Pearl! She hears something. Let's go investigate. He's just mowing the lawn. What a brave defender of the home. We solved that mystery. What was I saying? Oh, have I ever made a dress like this before? I'm gonna say no. Obviously I've made a lot of dresses in the past. I actually made this one for this video, but I haven't made one that's in this style. I believe it's Regency. I could be wrong. But as always, I'm gonna try to do it anyway. And as I sit here right now, I have little to no plan. So I'm gonna go do a Google image search of Bridgerton dresses from the show, get an idea of what I want to do, and then we will take a look at my fabric stash and see what we can use. I got this at an estate sale. I knew I would use it for something someday, but I wasn't sure what, but it was too cool not to pick up. So we've got that. I should have enough to make a dress, hopefully. I'm trying not to buy anything for this project. I'm trying to work with what I already have, so I think the best option I have for a complementary color is this teal bed sheet that I got at a garage sale, and I think they'll look good together. The shape and neckline of all of the dresses is basically the same, but they do all have different distinct styles. Sometimes the embellishment goes from top to bottom, sometimes it's only on the top, sometimes it's mainly on the bottom. So I think what I'm going to do is mainly decorate the top, maybe have some embellishing on the bottom if I have time, and maybe have this as the main layer and this as an overlayer, because these dresses, if you look at them, are all about layering and having different textural and colorful layers. So let's get started. I was thinking of using one of the patterns that I used in my vintage dress patterns video, but looking at the neckline and the shoulders, the shoulders are too wide compared to the dresses on Bridgerton. They kind of go almost off the shoulder. So I think I'm going to have to try and draft my own pattern, which is extra work that I didn't want to have to put in, but that's just how it goes sometimes. To do this, I'm going to take some tissue paper, pin it to the dress form, and just fold and cut and draw the shapes that I want, and then hopefully get a pattern out of it. The skirt seems like it'll be pretty straightforward. But it wasn't. Which in my experience are words that come back to bite me, because it's always the thing I underestimate that ends up causing the most trouble. But enough talking, I need to draft the pattern, so let's go. The mock-up worked. I expected to have to do some adjustments, but I don't think I have any, so I'm just gonna go for it. Okay, it is so very late and I need to go to bed, but I thought I'd give an update. Everything is cut out. I did have to add an extra panel to the back because I didn't make the skirt panels the right size. It's okay because it will be covered by the outer layer of blue, so I'm not too mad about that. So what needs to be done tomorrow is it needs to be basically put together, and then I will attach all of the embellishments, and then it'll be done, which is crazy. Listing it out loud, it doesn't really sound like there's that much. Oh, and hopefully it'll fit. That's where we're at. I'm going to call it a night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, it's the next day. There is quite a bit of work to do today, but you know, do I know? What was I gonna say? Oh, all of the basic sewing needs to happen today, and I'm looking at the dress on the dress form. Honestly, it shouldn't be too bad. Shouldn't take too long. I say that, but I know better. It's probably gonna take a while. And then once it's all put together, I have to add the embellishments, and I'm not quite sure what I want to do with that yet. I've embroidered a few shirt collars before, but I think that's the craziest that I've ever gotten with decorating a top or a dress, by hand at least. And I do want to get a little bit crazy, but I don't know how crazy. I guess that decision really depends on how long it takes me to put it all together, so I should just probably get to work.
Six and a half hours later.
All right. Remember what I said earlier about it wouldn't take too long to put it together? Oh my. This took forever to put together. I hand stitched the darts down to begin with, but then they kept coming apart, so I sewed them down with the machine. And otherwise, everything on the bodice is fine. The skirt, I didn't cut out the pattern right. I had to add some panels thinking it wouldn't make that big of a difference. The problem is I didn't mirror them. I sewed two identical pieces, which doesn't work for the back of the dress. I just decided to not redo it. And because of that, it's larger than the bodice is around. So I decided to put some pleats in the skirt at the front so everything would line up. And it did. Everything eventually lined up. Even after the skirt panels were all different lengths, once I evened out the bottom, I held it up, expecting it all to match up, and then the top didn't match up. So after I trimmed that and fixed that, that's when I tried to attach it to the bodice. So I clipped everything in place and everything matched up perfectly. It was fine. And then I tried to add the overlay layer. When I measured it on the dress form, it was to the second dart in on the bodice on either side. I went to clip it in and it didn't line up. So I made that line up, but then when I made that line up, somehow the bodice was now too long to match up with the back of the skirt. So I decided to take a little break, regain my composure, and I had every intention of coming back to fix it tonight, but I do not feel very good right now, so I'm going to call... Were you... Oh my goodness. She didn't know I was sitting here. She thought I was behind the dress form. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm just gonna hopefully finish it all tomorrow because tomorrow is the last day I have to work on this, so I'll see you then. Hello, it's the next day and this is not tea. Lots to do today. Yesterday did not go very well. Nothing is lining up and I currently can't put it together. So I'm not sure how I'm going to fix this today. I was just going to cut another piece for the overlay from that same dark teal color, but then I remembered that I already cut a notch in the back of this piece for the zipper, so there's just a little chunk taken out of the back. I think the overlay is what is making everything not line up. When I clipped the skirt to the bodice, everything was fine. I mean, not fine, not perfect by any means, but manageable. Then I tried to clip in the overlay layer and then nothing worked. I don't know. So what do I have to do today? Today I have to finish the dress. Somehow fix the construction, make things line up, make things work, maybe cut another piece, I'm not sure, attach the sleeves, and then decorate with whatever time I have left. Because time is so limited today, I'm gonna stop talking and get to work. I've just sewn everything together. Everything worked out. It was worth adding that extra panel, even though it took me so long to finish. But the extra panel made everything worth it, and I just tried it on, and I love it so much. I've been rewatching Bridgerton while I've been working, and it was so fun to wear a dress like I've been seeing on the screen. I don't know, I'm just very pleased with how it's come together, and last night I left it feeling very worried with all the work I'd put into it so far. It's coming together, and all that's left now is to do some embellishing. I feel like I collect so many little things that are just sitting there waiting to be used. So I'm gonna go through some of my bins and see if I have any fun things I can add. My mom did thrift me this really cool placemat, and I'm gonna try to dye it. I'm not sure what the material is, but I'm gonna try to dye it blue with a blue that I have on hand. I have a little collection of Rit dyes going on. Hopefully the embellishments won't ruin it, though I don't know how they could because I'm pretty darn happy with how it looks. So I can't wait to start putting the decorations on.
2 hours later.
Update time. I don't know why this pipe is running, so please ignore the running water in the background. I tried to dye that placemat. It didn't really do anything. Both of the blue dyes that I have are all-purpose and not synthetic, and I guess this is synthetic, so most of the color did not take to the placemat. But the little tiny flowers that I thrifted, I don't even know how long ago, those did take on the dye pretty well, and they ended up with this. I've been referring to it as a kind of oil slick palette, and I've just finished arranging all of the flowers on the top of the dress. So I'm so close to finishing up the dress. However, it is so late. I need to go to bed. Because it's so late and because all I have left to do is attach the flowers, I'm gonna call it a night for now, finish that up tomorrow, but I'm not gonna film all of that because that wouldn't be very fun to watch. Since that's the only thing I have left to do, we're gonna cut to the reveal. I didn't know if we were gonna get here or not, to be honest. After I messed up the skirt, I was feeling pretty unsure about whether or not this was going to work. But taking the time and the rest of this blue fabric proved to be the right decision, even though it took me quite a while to finish it up. It was worth it in the end. You can't as readily see the lighter blue underneath, but I'm okay with that because it's all covered. Everything fits, which is always a win, especially when drafting your own patterns. I wasn't sure how the bodice was going to fit, but really and truly didn't need any alterations. And because I added that extra panel, I was able to match up these darts with pleats on either side. And I think it looks really well put together, which is rare for me to feel that way. So I'm really proud of this. Even the sleeve head attachments I added in the sleeves are, first of all, working overtime. Let's get a round of applause for the sleeve head attachments. Doing the real work, keeping these sleeves nice and puffy. I made them out of a gold tulle and a strip from this teal fabric so it all works together. I wish I could say that my seams were clean on the inside, but I will not say that because it's not true. But that's okay, because I got it done, and that's something I can always clean up later on. I'm no diamond of the season, but I feel ready to do a choreographed dance to a Vitamin String Quartet cover of a pop song, so I would say mission accomplished. I really love how this turned out, and if you liked it too, you can let me know by hitting the like button. And if you want to see what we're doing next, and for the rest of the year, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to know when I post, hit the notification bell, and YouTube will let you know. Dearest gentle viewer, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!